I think that's the whole show.
It's really quite amazing, you know. I haven't taken half of it in.
Would you like to go over any of it again?
No, thank you. I'm quite on up for the morning.
Tired of listening to sounds?
Yes, it's a fearful strain. I rather fancy myself because I can speak 24 distinct vowel sounds. But your 130 beat me. I can't hear a bit of difference between most of them.
Oh, that comes with practice. You hear no difference at first, but you keep on listening, and presently you find they're all as different as A from B. What's the matter?
A young woman wants to see you, sir.
A young woman? What does she want?
Well, sir, she says you'll be glad to see her when you know what she's come about. She has a terrible accent, sir. I would have sent her away, only sometimes you have such queer people talking to your machines. I hope you'll excuse me, sir.
That's all right, Mrs. Pierce. Has she an interesting accent?
Oh, something dreadful, sir, really. I don't know how you could take an interest in it.
Let's have her up. Show her up, Mrs. Pierce.
Very well, sir. It's for you to say.
This is rather a bit of luck. I'll show you how I make records. We'll set her talking, and I'll take it down first in Belle's visible speech, then in broad Romic. Then we'll get her on the phonograph so you can turn her on as often as you like with the written transcript before you.
This is the young woman, sir.
Why, this is the girl I jotted down last night. She's no use. I've all the records I want of the Listen Grove lingo. I'm not going to waste another cylinder on it. Be off with you, I don't want to be...
Don't you be so saucy. You ain't heard what I come for yet. Did you tell him I come in a taxi?
Nonsense, girl. What do you think a gentleman like Mr. Higgins cares what you came in?
Ah, we are proud. He ain't above giving lessons, not him. I heard him say so. Well, here I am, not asking any compliment. If my money's not good enough, I can go elsewhere.
Good enough for what?
Good enough for you. Now, you know, don't you? I'm come to have lessons, I am, and to pay for them too. Make no mistake.
Well, what do you expect me to say to you?
If you was a gentleman, you might ask me to sit down, I think. Don't I tell you I'm bringing you business?
Pickering, shall we ask this baggage to sit down, or shall we throw her out of the window?
Oh, I won't be called a baggage, not when I've offered to pay like any lady.
What is it you want, my girl?
I want to be a lady in a flower shop, instead of selling at the corner of Tottenham Court Road. They won't take me unless I can talk more genteel. He said he could teach me. Here I am, ready to pay him, not asking any favour, and he treats me as if I was dirt.
How can you be such a foolish, ignorant girl as to think you could afford to pay Mr. Higgins?
Why shouldn't I? I know what lessons cost, same as you, and I'm ready to pay.
How much?
Now you're talking. I thought you'd come off it when you saw a chance of getting back a bit of what you chucked at me last night. You'd had to drop in, hadn't you?
Sit down.
Oh, if you could make a compliment of it.
Sit down!
Sit down, girl, and do as you're told.
Ow!
Won't you sit down?
I don't mind if I do.
What's your name?
Liza Doolittle.
Eliza. Elizabeth. Betsy and Bess. They went to the woods to get a bird's nest.
They found a nest with 4 eggs in it.
They took one apiece and left 3 in it.
Don't be silly.
You mustn't speak like that to the gentleman.
Well, why won't he speak sensible to me?
Come back to business. How much do you propose to pay me for the lessons?
Oh, I know what's right. A lady friend of mine gets French lessons for 18 pence an hour from a real French gentleman. Well, you wouldn't have the face to ask me the same for teaching me my own language as you would for French. So I won't pay more than a shilling. Take it or leave it.
You know, Pickering, if you consider a shilling, not as a simple shilling, but as a percentage of this girl's income, it works out as fully equivalent to 60 or 70 guineas from a millionaire.
How so?
Figure it out. A millionaire has about £150 a day. She earns about half a crown.
Who told
She
you I
offers
only...
me 2/5 of her day's income for a lesson. 2/5 of a millionaire's income for a day would be somewhere about £60. It's handsome. By George, it's enormous. It's the biggest offer I ever had.
£60? What are you talking about? I never offered you £60! Where would I get...
Hold your tongue.
But I ain't got £60!
Don't cry, you silly girl. Sit down. Nobody's gonna touch your money.
Somebody is going to touch you with a broomstick if you don't stop sniveling. Sit down.
Oh, me father!
If I decide to teach you, I'll be worse than 2 fathers to you. Here.
What's this for?
To wipe your eyes. To wipe any part of your face that feels moist. Remember? That's your handkerchief. And that's your sleeve. Don't mistake the one for the other if you wish to become a lady in a shop.
It's no use talking to her like that, Mr. Higgins. She doesn't understand you. Besides, she doesn't do it that way at all.
Yeah, you give me that handkerchief. He give it to me, not to you.
He did, Mrs. Pierce. I think it must be regarded as her property.
Serve you right, Mr. Higgins.
Higgins, I'm interested. What about the ambassador's garden party? I'll say you're the greatest teacher alive if you make that good. I'll bet you all the expenses of the experiment that you can't do it. And I'll pay for the lessons.
Oh, you're real good. Thank you, Captain.
It's almost irresistible. She's so deliciously low. So horribly dirty.
Oh, I ain't dirty. I wash me face and hands before I come, I did.
You're certainly not going to turn her head with flattery, Higgins.
Oh, don't say that, sir. There's more ways than one of turning a girl's head, and nobody can do it better than Mr. Higgins. Though he may not always mean it. Oh, I do hope you're not going to encourage him to do anything foolish.
What is life but a series of inspired follies? The difficulty is to find them to do. Never lose a chance. It doesn't come every day. I shall make a duchess of this draggle-tailed gutter snipe.
Ow!
Yes! In 6 months. In 3 if she has a good ear and a quick tongue. I'll take her anywhere and pass her off as anything. We'll start today. Now, this moment. Take her away and clean her, Mrs. Pierce. Monkey brand if it won't come off any other way. Is there a good fire in the kitchen?
Yes, but
Take all of her clothes off and burn them. Ring up Whiteley or somebody for new ones. Wrap her up in brown paper till they come.
You're no gentleman. You're not to talk of such things. I'm a good girl, I am. I know what the like of you are, I do.
We want none of your Listen Grove prudery here, young woman. You've got to learn to behave like a duchess. Take her away, Mrs. Pierce. If she gives you any trouble, wallop her.
No, I'll call the police, I will.
But I've no place to put her.
Put her in the dustbin.
Ow!
Oh, come, Higgins. Be reasonable.
Yes, Mr. Higgins, really, you must be reasonable. You can't walk over everybody like this.
I walk over everybody. My dear Mrs. Pierce, my dear Pickering, I never had the slightest intention of walking over anyone. All I propose is that we should be kind to this poor girl. We must help her to prepare and fit herself for her new station in life. If I did not express myself clearly, it was because I did not wish to hurt her delicacy or yours.